You can start.
Hello, good afternoon to all of you. Today we are going to make a presentation on comparative literature, a critical introduction, 1993. So the topic is introduction. What is the comparative literature today by Susan Bestnet. So, so the presentation is prepared by me and Riddhi Bhatt under guidance by Dr. Dilip Barad, Head of English Department, MKB. So here is a brief introduction about Susan Bestnet. So the Susan Edna Bestnet, um, FRSL means Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature, is a translation theorist and scholar of comparative literature, and she served as a pro vice chancellor at the University of Warwick for 10 years and taught in its Center for Translation and Comparative Cultural Study, which closed in 2009. So before starting on discussion on comparative literature today, so first question arise in our mind that what is comparative literature? So the meaning of comparative literature is not a similar to one thing. The literature has so many meanings and definition, as well as the comparative literature might be a poem, novel, short story, etc. So the definition of comparative literature has so many connection, illustration, not about a single event. It may have a connection with so many events, but we can compare anything in literature. If we can talk about comparative literature to the time of Chaucer, Boccaccio, and Shakespeare, and the Romanticism across in the world, the important is Goethe's term "Weltiteratur." He remarked that the poetry is a common property of all mankind. So this was about the introduction and what is comparative literature. So let's we can see that abstract. So in this, Susan Besnet gives a critical understanding of comparative literature. She said that there is a no particular object for studying comparative literature. Another thing is we cannot give a definite term for comparative literature, which I have already said that. So the different authors of literature give various perspectives about comparative literature. The popular understanding of comparative literature means different cultures across the world uh, and expressed in the history of literature. So this was abstract. And here is the key arguments. So in this, Susan Besnet argues that there are different terms used by different scholars for comparative literature study. Therefore, we cannot put in a single compartment for comparative literature. Also, the second thing she argues is that the West student of 1960 claimed that comparative literature could be put in a single boundaries for comparative literature study, but she says that there is no particular method used for claiming. Next time. So for further, I would like to call Didi, but
Thank you. So for analysis, uh, the comparative literature has been developed through the progress of the world and through various culture of different continents. So the comparative literature is nothing more than common sense. By the international marketing, there is a possibilities of translation. The beginning of 19th century and 19th century ago and continues still today. Still, we have a question that what is the object of comparative literature? The importance is Rand Valek defined as the crisis of comparative literature. Benedetto Croce argued that comparative literature as a term seems to arouse strong passion both for and against. As early as 1903, Benedetto Croce argued that comparative literature was a non-subject, dismissing the suggestion that it might be seen as a separate discipline. Then Valek and Warren, in their theory of literature, a book that was significant in comparative literature when it first appeared in 1949, suggests that comparative literature will make high demand on the linguistic proficiency of our scholar. It asks for a widening of perspective, a separation of local and provincial sentiments not easy to achieve. Then, a different culture of the continents have played a vital role in comparative literature studies, be a European, African, American, and Eastern, so on. Next slide. Then the key points in analysis. So there are three key points. That first one is the methodology of comparative literature. Then second is the crisis of comparative literature in the postmodern literature field. And third one is the dynamic shifts in comparative literature. So in the second key point, that crisis of comparative literature in the postmodern literature field, Homi Bhabha sums up the new emphasis in an essay discussing the ambivalence of post-colonial culture, and he suggesting that instead of referencing, there is an effective, productive cross-cutting across site of social significance that erases the dialectical disciplinary sense of cultural reference and relevance. Next slide. So after the conclusion, we are concluded that the comparative literature could not be brought under one umbrella unless it become a particular branch of the discipline of literature. There are a lot of efforts are being taken to study comparative literature through a common language that is done in translation, which is understood by all people. Thank you.